How you doing? Do you need to spend money in MCOC? So there is no better time to talk about it now because we just had our Cyber Weekend offers. So you probably have seen Kabam YouTubers uh, showing their crystal opening and saying that you know saying CEO luck or something like that, showing that they just seems like they just won the lottery after spending thousands of dollars in a mobile game. So I'm just here to give you guys my advice, but through the end of it, you really the person that needs to make that decision is going to be you. You have to figure that out yourself whether you need to spend money when it comes to MCOC. I'm just giving you guys my advice. So I just want you to guys learn from my mistakes. If I can go back and learn from my mistakes from MCOC, I would do it in a heartbeat. What I mean by that, I spent about $3,000 when it comes to MCOC. If I can go back and have them redo all the stuff that I bought in this game, take those offers back or those whatever I got, champions, crystals, or rank up gems, I would do it in a heartbeat. There's no doubt about it. Okay, I would even sell my account if I could for $3,000 if they would let me. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of regrets when it comes to spending in this game. So if you don't have any money, you're thinking about having to pay your bills and then wondering if you should be spending in this game, then then if any you're ever thinking about you have bills to pay, don't even think about spending money when it comes to MCOC. Learn from my mistake. So I know it seems obvious to say that, oh, you don't need to spend money in MCOC, but it's not as easy as it sounds, or it's a lot more complicated than that. Without spending in MCOC, the game would not exist. Okay, but the thing is, when it comes to spending, is there's always expectation, and when there comes expectation, uh, it's never gonna be good enough. Okay, a good example of that is Osafa. So what do I mean by that? Okay, let's just take a look at my hero rating. I used to be in the top 10%. I have fallen off in the top 10%. Oh, you could see my hero rating. I have 5.2 million. I do have like over 10,000 crystals to open. So if I open these crystals, I should probably be around in the 5.7 million range. If I open my crystals and I rank up all the champions I possibly can, I would probably be in around 5.7 million range. Okay, that would probably put me close to the top 10%, around there. Okay, but let's say I had 5.7 million. Okay, if you triple that, if you triple my hero rating, Osafa will still have a higher hero rating than me. Can you believe that? And this guy, I've seen him make a lot of videos lately. He's saying that Kabam is not treating him fairly, that they need to treat him better. It's kind of sounds so ridiculous, It's like the rich. They just like, wow, I'm rich, but I feel like I'm still not being treated fairly. It just so sounds so ridiculous. My God, like all the problems in the world, and this guy is worried about a mobile game. It's kind of, I don't even know what to say, but you know it is what it is. What else do I want to say? So that when you do spend money, there's always expectation when it comes to the game. And could I really blame Safa for complaining about uh Kabam not treating him well? This guy has spent close to $1 million, if not $1 million, in this game. Okay, so if you have spent $1 million in a mobile game, uh, could you even expect to be happy at all? Like, what? Think about your expectation. What kind of expectation would you have spending $1 million in this game. Like, you'll never be happy considering how much money you spend in this game. It just doesn't make how. I can't even imagine how you could be happy after spending $1 million in a mobile game. Okay, so I think to me it's just insane. I mean, I don't want to say no sane person would spend that kind of money in a mobile game. To me, what's even more insane, I think it's more crazier, is the fact that nothing you spend in this game belongs to you. Okay, Kabam can take away your account any given day if they feel like it. Okay, like, you can't sell your account. So that's the crazy part. After spending $1 million in a mobile game, and you can't even Kabam can easily take it from you. Okay, and the fact that you can't even sell your account is just, it just sounds so ridiculous. Like, just spend $1 million and nothing in the game you own. It's just insane to me, I think. So another thing too is, let's say you don't have, you're free to play, you don't spend money in the game. Okay, the thing about not spending money in the game and having high expectation, it can lead to a lot of disappointing feeling. There's no question about it. Uh, I know Brian Grant. Eventually, you're gonna feel like Brian Grant if you have high expectation in this game, and then eventually you're going to quit the game. Because I remember Brian Grant. He was like 6 years ago. He was so eager about playing this game because back then you only need like, when it comes to prestige, you only need to have like top five prestige back then. Okay, and it wasn't like impossible for free to play to have the highest prestige in the game. So he was with, when it comes to Brian Grant, he was with For Loki. Eventually the game became just pay to win. So, you know, and he ended up quitting For Loki. And what else? There's one second. So Brian Grant ended up quitting For Loki because the game just became a pay to win game, and he couldn't, either he was gonna get kicked out from For Loki or he had to leave. So he ended up leaving, and all of a sudden he was talking about banquets becoming pay to win. Like, what happened to this game? I've seen, like, he did it for like not even one banquet, maybe two banquets. Like, what happened to this game? Like, he was mentioning like a new account could easily have a higher prestige than me, like, after spending playing this game for 5 years, whatever, 4 hours a day. So he was really upset about it, and eventually he just lost interest in the game, and now that's why he quit. That's just kind of common sense, I think. And also, when it comes to Maddie, I know he's just a kid, but still, like, I believe he claims he's free to play. So I've seen him complain about like Human Torch being available as a 7 star, and he's like, "What the heck is this? This is totally not fair." And he just wanted to, he feel like he made a video about it, and it's like wanting to quit the game. So that is the downfall when it comes to like being a free to play and having high expectation. I've been a free to play for 11 months now, and I really just don't see the reason why to spend the game. I don't need to spend money in the game. I'm just happy to play the game. That's it. Uh what else? So another thing is, when it comes to this offers, as you could see, it is 14 days. It used to be 21 days, and I was going to talk about it, how ridiculous that was. Let me just show you what I mean. So as you can see here, it was supposed to be 21 days, okay? But Kabam came to realization how ridiculous it was. So now it's 14 days. So let's talk about that. So as you saw, it used to be 21 days, and somehow Kabam did come to realization how ridiculous it was. So they changed it to 14 days. And I was gonna say, this just really shows you Kabam's desperation move. Like, they're really losing a lot of money. Like, 14 days? You know how ridiculous that is? Like, how, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I remember 2019, about 6 years ago, it used to be 1 day sales, okay? And the crazy part is like, 2019 compared to 2024, you know, like 2019 was 1 day a sale. 2024 was 1 week sale. Okay, they may, unless they're cooking the books. Basically, they were making more money in 1 day from 2019 than they did in 2024 in a week sale. Okay, think about that. So that really shows you how bad they're running, and I really don't like it. I know it was 21, now it's 14. Even then, it's just ridiculous. It's like, what is this even event called? Like, what the heck? Imagine, like, it just means like it ruins the event because you think they learn from their $1,000 offers, but I guess not. But like, it just doesn't feel special. Imagine if Christmas was like 14 days a week, like it's I mean 14 days in a year. Like, it's not gonna feel special, of course, right? How about your birthday? If it was 14 days in a year, are you gonna feel special about it? Of course not, right? Of course, most people probably would want that, but you're not gonna feel special when it comes to your birthday because it's like 14 days compared to 1 day. I personally think 3 days was the good number for them. I know in 2020 it was 3 days, and I think just last year or they changed it to 7 days, if not to 2023. But now it's 14 days. It's just so ridiculous, man. Like, this just shows you how desperate they are. And yeah, as I mentioned, 3 days I think it's perfect because, you know, it gives people time to like think about, uh, to come up with the units to buy the offers they need, as well as to come up with the money they need. Okay, I don't know if that's really like such like I would say definitely a pro kabam. I'm not really saying sure if I would call that pro player because some people that cannot afford the money to spend on this game and they're like they couldn't resist. A lot of people, like, they can resist for 1 day, not spending, especially if they can't afford it. Okay, but 3 days seems a long time. I remember in 2020, I was like, you know, I didn't spend money until like the last day. It was like the last day of the event. It was a 3 day event. I was able to hold up for 2 days, and the whole time I was thinking, rationalizing myself. I need to buy this offer. There's a reason why I should buy this offer. Of course, it sounds silly now to think about it. Why I spent $500 on the for 2020, but yeah, they got me. So yeah, definitely a lot of regrets when it comes to spending in this game. So if you don't have any money to spend on this game, don't. If you need to pay rent, car payments, whatever, don't do it there. Don't spend it on this game. I was gonna say, if there's a $5 offer, maybe a good offer you can spend, then yeah, okay, that's good. It's not bad, right? Like, I was gonna say, for maybe for like they have an offer for $5 that you can, get a 7-star rank 4 gem, or even be able to pick a 7-star champion of your choice. That, okay, that seems worth it. But look at what they have for $5. It's a freaking joke. So that's it. So that's what I think. Again, this is up to you to decide if you want to spend or not. But that's just my opinion. Thank you.